Morning world, welcome to Saturday the 8th of May, innit? It is May. So we're off computer shopping.
Yeah, I was going to say, you didn't ask permission before you could film this first.
I have a license.
No,
I have a license for many things, including filming in someone else's car.
Look, I bought and paid you for you.
You bought and paid for me?
Yeah, I'll pay for the wedding.
You keep on about that, don't you? Apparently I'm bought and paid for. Okay. Did you want your money back?
I've tried. I asked for expense.
I passed the MOT. I'm cheap to tax. Cheap to fuel.
I'm saying nothing on this one.
So that's a change. One of us had a successful shopping trip. The other one, me, not so much. Right, so not a lot of joy with our local PC shop in Thornbury, although he was very helpful, gave me some good advice. This PC, or my Lenovo Idea Center, apparently can't be upgraded. Everything is soldered tight in there apparently, so I can't add stuff to it, so it looks like I have to look at a new box. The downside with that is apparently is the availability of bits and parts. There is a national or even global shortage of computer parts and bits, and those bits that are available have got really expensive. So I was advised that it would probably be cheaper to go online and buy a complete system ready built than to try and get one. He said he probably couldn't build one cheaper than I could just buy one ready made. So he sent me to a site called ebuyer.com, and I'm currently looking through their gaming systems because, like he said to me, I need the RAM, I need the memory, and storage and everything else to create videos at anything like a sensible speed. So I was looking at something. I want 32GB of RAM, and I want plenty of memory. So the one I'm looking at the moment, AlphaSync RTX 3080 core, 32GB RAM, 1TB SSD, 4TB HDD, gaming desktop PC, which if I bought that would cost me, what was it, £2,349.98, including VAT. On top of that, I'd have to buy a monitor, but I think monitors, he said, are actually quite reasonable, so less than 200 quid. So, but if I had £200 of that, that's just over £2,500 to upgrade the computer for this. So literally I'm just looking on the gaming stuff for a minute, so I'm going to go back and look at other options. Computing, gaming consoles. No, don't want that, I don't want that. So yeah, so it looks like if I want to do this, around about £2,500. so, but it's a lot of money to sit on my desk, but I spend a lot of hours in front of this computer, a lot of hours. If I can halve those hours and produce a better product, that should actually pay back, because I then got more time to go outside and do other work instead of sitting here clicking the mouse. Oh, I don't know. Only the two greedy ones left, I'm afraid. Sad news is that number 2 and number 5 didn't make the night yesterday. I don't know if it was a badger or a fox. Identified them as 2 weaklings, and basically they were predated on, they were taken. So can't necessarily blame the badger or the fox for that, because they were weak, but they did not want to be inside. When I put them inside, they stopped eating. When I brought them back out, they started eating, and it was just a case of what was best for them. They were happier with the rest of the sheep, but they just weren't fit. I don't think they were going to really come to much anyway. unfortunately, and the fox or the badger made the same decision. So I won't show you what's left because you don't need to see that. Right, you guts, you've had yours. They could have picked a better day to do it now, couldn't they? Yeah, they chose the wettest day.
It's character building.
Is that what it is?
Character building.
No, I don't know if you can see them, but there's a whole bunch of what we're assuming is Duke of Edinburgh Award students or participants, and yeah, they chose the wettest day. Oh, well, sooner than me today. Morning world, welcome to Sunday the 9th of May. We're just finishing off uploading latest video to YouTube before I go over to Edgerton to see my father and check the sheep and the cattle. This is my second attempt at using the AVS software for doing my editing, and it was hard work. Bye! That's more like it. So yesterday, Saturday, it rained pretty much all day. From late Friday until late yesterday, so almost 24 hours of rain. I don't know how much we had because I keep forgetting to buy myself a rain gauge to measure our rainfall. It's one of those things I must remember to order a rain gauge. I'm just going to get one of those simple little pots I can put outside somewhere the dogs can't get it and chew it up, and I can work out what we've had. But anyway, so lots of rain yesterday, gave the ground a good soaking, and today we are forecast between 14 and 18 degrees temperature, and that's Celsius, and sunshine. Few clouds about, but I reckon if you go out there now and put a microphone out close to grass, you'll hear it growing, because the grass is there going, yeah! And so am I. I just caught a fly tipper. Fly in more ways than one, actually. So I've literally just been down to the farm to collect one of my cameras that I've got covering the lane. There's 3 on the lane, they're all at different points of it, so I can, you know, if one misses something, another one can pick it up. And while I'm there, I hear an engine, I hear a car stop. And I know where he is because I recognise, where this engine stopped. So as I pull out of the junction to come home, there's a silver Mini and a guy with a plastic bag, and he's there emptying his bag out in the gateway. So I stop and I wind the window down and said, "What do you think you're doing?" "It's a dead chicken," he said. He said, "One of my chickens has died." And I looked at the bag and there's quite a lot of blood on that bag. He said, "I'm putting it out for the fox." He goes, "So I'm not really fly tipping?" So it's like, well, if you say so, but I don't know. What's your thought on that? Chucking out a dead chicken, is that fly tipping? Oh, I don't know. It was one of those things, if it had been garden rubble or garden waste or rubbish, he'd have been told to put it back in the bag and piss off. But a dead chicken, it's quite kind of a, I don't know, what do you call that, a grey area? I don't know, I didn't really know quite how to react to a dead chicken. I mean, the fox is going to thank him. Right, so I've just had the debate with my dad about the old fly tipping the dead chicken incident, and he's of the same mind as me. It's kind of, it is, but it isn't. I mean, the alternative to chucking the chicken out, dead chicken out for the fox, is chucking it in the bin. So is that as bad or worse, or I don't know. So anyway, I think we'll draw a line under that one, so hopefully the next person I catch doing it will actually be chucking out rubble or garden rubbish or something like that, because that's the one I'll enjoy more. Before I left my dad's, I just checked the most recent upload for the members, which was my second attempt at AVS editing, and apparently there's a 30-second gap in the video where it just goes blank. I don't know quite what's happened there, so before I make today's video I'm going to have to go back and reload that and see if I can work out what went wrong and if I can correct it, and if it's worth correcting it, because I think to edit the video I have to reload all the raw footage again, which on that one took about 90 minutes, 2 hours. So it may be a point of, or a case of, there's a fault with the video, but it's going to take too long to repair it or put it right. Might have to just stay a fault, or maybe even that video will only stay as a members only, because I'm pretty sure the members will they'll cut me a bit more slack than everybody else going, you cocked up. No, it's a dreadful video. Why did you upload it? Well, we'll see. A lot of the wheat around here is looking well. I know ours is. We're really pleased with the results. So apparently there was a little bit of an aphid issue in the last couple of weeks, but that's been dealt with. The fertilizer's been spread. That bit of rain we had yesterday after Reg putting the granular fertilizer on, that was timed almost perfectly. That was. And a bit of sunshine today. Yeah, it ought to be going well. No wonder he lived so long. Some of you know what that means. There was something I was going to talk to you about. Oh yeah. We're still waiting for our second quote for that barn. We decided to not bother with concrete yard this year, much as we'd like to. Instead, we're going to concentrate on putting up another one of these barns, so Dutch barns. So pretty much all I'm going to do is I'm going to double the size of this shed here by putting another one on the side of it. The first quote, bearing in mind 5 of the legs are already there, you've only got a bolt on. The first quote I got was to put 5 more legs in and a roof on it, and it was £27,000 plus the VAT. And I had to do all the groundworks, all the drainage, all the levels, so all this I had to do as well. And I just thought, I know steel's expensive, I just thought that was too much. That didn't include any gates, any panels, any concrete, apart from the concrete for the 5 legs, I presume. 27 grand. So we're looking for a second quote now. So local guy that does a lot of work down in Barclay, he's come up and had a look at it, and we're waiting on him. So I'm still hoping we can get this done this year for less than £27,000, because like I've told him, if he gets this one right, there's a second building to go up where my red trailer is down the bottom there, which if I can afford it I'll do both this year. I'll borrow the money if I have to and put it up. We want an undercover store that we can either put bedding in, straw in, and later in the year or beginning of next year we can actually start putting some muck in there. Basically it'll have a use all year round, but if we can keep the rain and the wet off of our muck, then hopefully we'll have more goodness to go in the ground than having it all washed out during the winter. It's just, you know, one of those things. So there you go. That's the plan for this year, although a lot of you already know it, is another Dutch barn on the side of here, which will be dug into the ground, so obviously there's a hole got to go in there, and if I can afford it, a second smaller barn to go over the side there. Again, that'll have concrete panels and probably a concrete floor, something that I can store solid muck in, out of the weather. And then when the muck's out, I can put kit in there, or calves, or pigs, or whatever takes my fancy. Might even be me in there, you know. Mother-in-law moves in there, maybe I'll move down there. Only joking. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.